The quarterfinals of the USAMPC, the United States Amateur Match Play Championships. Have an excellent match here for you. We have Doug Barrett versus Clint Wright. We'll get to the first hole as soon as all the competitors are ready. Thanks. Welcome to the match play. Doug's up first. He throws it out. It's going out right, coming back slowly at the end, and he's in the middle of the fairway. We've got John Dale here on commentary as well. How you doing, John?
That tournament. Glad to be here today. That was a pretty good shot there by Doug Barrett.
Yes, it was. He'll have a really good angle of attack into the first hole. Now for Clint's shot. And he hits first available there. So he'll have a little bit of work ahead of him.
Yeah, that's a tough break there for Clint.
It is.
We've definitely seen plenty of guys end up with that opening tee shot hitting the trees.
Oh, definitely.
They still go on to have a very competitive match, so you can't let himself get too down there with that first shot hitting the tree.
Well, and we're also talking about Clint, so we're probably talking about one of the longest throwers here in the match play. So if anyone can actually get to the basket from the position he's at, it'd be Clint.
Yeah,
so.
Great point there, Michael. He could definitely throw it all the way to the basket from here. It'd be interesting to see what he does here with this next shot.
Yeah, second shot. So while he's looking, thank everyone for joining us today. Other than a few sprinkles here and there, it's actually a pretty nice day. It's not every day in May in Tennessee, though. You have like high 50s as your temperature, but you can't complain. Cannot complain with this weather.
Yeah, no, it feels great out here. You're right. Right.
So we don't have a shot from where he's at, but apparently that pole is in his way. And he's probably thinking about all the wires as well. But here's the second shot. And he definitely got that one through. And it stayed straight for longer than he anticipated, but he's probably looking at circle 2 putt.
Yeah, he ripped that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what else is, I just noticed right here on the hole 1 fairways, the grass has been mowed. I wonder if that's going to be across the whole course or just on a few holes? Or?
So hole 1's grass has been mowed, so maybe that's well, I can look and see hole 2 from here. Holes 2's have been mowed, so rollers may be back in play for the semis.
All right, that's cool. I know that's definitely going to come into play if we get to hole 14 with those branches hanging low.
That's the one hole where we see quite a few rollers, so yep. So Doug has a real good opportunity here. He's wide, which I think from this alternate pin location, you kind of want to be wide. It gives you a chance to figure out exactly which angle you want into the basket.
Might have just a very, very slight headwind. It's hard to tell.
Doug second. Nose up, but it looks like it's falling right down underneath. And
wow.
Yeah, He's probably 15 feet away.
Yeah,
if
he's
that.
circle 1.
Yeah.
That's consistently in the same spot we saw him in his first round matchup.
Yeah, I remember that spot.
Yeah, he seemed to be a very consistent player all the way through that first match in this competition.
Definitely. So let's talk about some of the differences between match play and stroke play. If you're just now watching this is the first round you're watching a match play. So differences is match play. You don't win by strokes, you win by holes. It doesn't matter if you win a hole by 1 or by 5. You only get 1 hole. So, I mean, what would you say? What are some of the differences as far as mentality going into holes for match play versus stroke?
I think one of the biggest things is you can be highly aggressive without nearly as much risk. Because even if you take an 8 on a hole and you end up losing it, you're only down by 1. So it's worth it a lot of times just to try to get up on an opponent. It makes it a lot of fun because you can't ever get too high. When you have a good hole, you can't get too low. It's really just 1 on the line each time.
Yep. And so, like, for instance, we're looking at here, Clint's sitting in circle 2, probably, 45, 50 feet. Typically, I mean, if you're not aggressive, sitting in under the basket would be fun, but he knows he needs to run this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If he's in the woods, so be it, but he's got to make this.
Yep. All right. Clint for the 3. Ooh, hit band. What a great putt, actually.
Yeah, that was solid.
All right, so Doug has a chance to get one on the very first hole. He's in. Doug takes hole 1. We'll meet you on hole 2. And we're back, hole 2. Doug has the tee.
It's a big dog down there by the basket.
Definitely. And we're not just talking about Doug. Great throw, flex, shot up. He's probably 25 feet away. Super consistent. Now, Clint's second shot. This is to answer and put some pressure back on. And a little more hyzer flippies up. He's going to be obstructed by the tree on the left, but he's within circle 1 probably, just on the edge of it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much that tree's blocking his clean line to the basket. But
definitely.
They're both going to have a run at it for 2.
Definitely. So, this hole is typically looked as one of the hardest holes on the course. That's 275 feet up a hill, probably a good up elevation, maybe 7-8 feet. It really plays much harder when the left side trees here play as OB.
Yes, yeah, that's for sure, Michael.
Yeah. where right now we're not playing it as OB. Even if you do early release or catch a bad line and you're on the left, you can still recover and make a par. So it's not as penalizing as sometimes tournaments are here.
I think Clint Wright would have just barely been out of bounds in the tournament layout that we've had in the past with that OB on the left. So they would both still be in business, but he was really flirting with that OB line.
Yeah, so they have determined that Doug is actually out. So Doug, with a chance to put some pressure on. Birdie putt. Just short. Little low. Never really had a chance. So Clint knows if he makes this, he brings the match back to all square.
Wow.
Ooh. So somehow the disc finds the bottom of the basket. That was absolutely wild.
It almost fell out.
It almost fell out, but as it is, it does not. We're back to even. We'll see you on hole 3. And we're back. Hole 3 matches all square. Clint has the box now. He unleashes one more turnover, but it's flexing back. He's cut the hole in half pretty easily. He's sitting up there probably 350, 375 feet up the hill.
That was the longest drive we've seen so far in this competition. Wow.
Yep. Here's Doug. Doug throws one, and he's sitting right at short tee pad left up. Actually, a little past it, I think.
Yeah, great shot there by Doug Barrett, keeping his consistency.
Yeah.
He hasn't made many mistakes at all in his holes he's played in this competition so far.
No, he did not, John. And it's one thing to not make a mistake on any hole. It's another thing to not make a mistake when you just saw your partner absolutely bomb a drive.
Yeah, I
But he
think
stuck
this
to
is
his
what
plan.
Dave Quint refers to as old school cool.
Mm.
So, not saying Doug's old or anything. It's just he is one of
He's just
the,
got that cool.
the elders of the club.
There you go.
The council of elders, as they call themselves. But
Well, he
I'm
is
probably
wearing...
not supposed to talk about that in public. Sorry.
You know, you're probably good because if you look at the attire Doug's wearing, he absolutely looks the cool part. So
Yeah.
I like the bandana. I like rocking a bandana. Nothing wrong with that. This is a par 4, 560 feet from the long tees. So it says that means 220 to the shorts. But boy, if throw is like 300. So here's Doug with his second. And just a tad low.
He's got a little bit of skip there with this grass being shorter.
He did.
Got an extra 40 feet out of it.
He did.
this hole really caters to players with big arms.
It does.
And we saw that in an earlier match where Dustin Nelson was playing. He has a pretty good big shot. He easily got a 3 on this hole, and I would expect Clint Wright to, if he can execute here, he'll easily have a tap in for a 3.
Definitely.
Take this hole.
What's interesting is Dustin was actually further right. And while it's harder footing, you have a bigger window. So the footing for Clint here will actually be easier. But the window is just a tad shorter. Especially the further into summer we go.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Looks like he has a mid-range. Or a putter. Can't tell. Clint's second shot. Turnover line, it's straightening up, and he jumps right over. He's parked.
That was right
Absolutely
through
parked.
that gap there.
Yep, absolutely parked. You know, we look back on it. Hole two's putt could come back into play later in this match. It was just a tip of a disc away from going in or out.
He had a tough spit out on 2 in the finals last year, so that was a great redemption there.
Okay. Doug for his third, and he running it. Oh, just under the basket. You hear him remark had no chance. It was a great line.
He was running it.
Yes, he was.
He had to. But it turned out well for him. I mean, even if it had been a stroke play match, I mean, that was great.
Well, said in the past, I think anytime you get a 3 on this hole, you're more than likely going to take it, I think. It's not typical to have 2 3s on this hole.
Yeah, we haven't seen, you're right, I mean, we haven't seen many 3s in this tournament.
Not on this
Dustin
hole.
Nelson and Clint Wright will be the only 2 where we've seen just a tap in. But these are missable.
He's in. All right, Clint Wright goes up 1. We'll see you on hole 4.
Scramble out for a par.
All right, and we're back. Hole 4, 411 feet. That's the old pin. It's probably a good 440 now to the new pin. And for those that don't know, Clint likes this over-the-top play. And he's looking at it pretty... He's looking at it pretty hard. Sorry about that. Here we go. He goes over the top. It's high enough. Is it far enough?
No, that's going to be fairway material on the edge.
That's very close.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, so
I think he'll be in play regardless.
If he's not, if he's not in the fairway, he's long. I don't think he's short.
Yeah,
Because I think it came back too quickly. Yes, great shot. Only a few can attempt that one, Doug. A little high. And it looks like it hits a second tree and kicks just right.
Dirty roll.
Tough break there. That was really close to making it.
Yeah, it was.
Cleanly in the fairway.
I feel the pressure of having to come out of my shoes now. It's not going to work.
What was that by Doug?
Doug said he feels the pressure of having to come out of his shoes now.
Okay. Wow.
So interesting, a little mental game. So even if Clint didn't make it, that may be a mental boxing match, a mental punch for later in the match.
Yeah. People trying to get some mind games going. Who knows? It's definitely something that's in your toolbox if you need it. If for certain players, you know.
That's it. I mean, it's match play. You're not playing against the course only. You're playing against an opponent as well. All right. This hole actually played as the hardest hole in the 2019 Woodland Open. It tied hole 18, which you figure hole 18 was probably there because of pressure at the end of each round. This hole is just demanding, but fair. Second shot. Turnover, it's a bit long. He runs to the corner of the fairway. He's still going to have a ways to go from there.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for that. He's really tucked in to that back corner of the dog leg. And
Yeah.
so he's going to have his work cut out for him. Be interesting to see where Clint Wright ended up with that drive over the top.
Right. I mean, that's the unknown here right now is, oh, he did not make it.
He's in the weeds.
He did not make it.
Clear window looks like out to the.
It looks like from here he does. I think he's still going to let Doug go first, if I had to guess. The hardest thing about Clint's shot may be just actual where to put himself. Okay. Yep, so Doug will go first. Here we go. So, Doug's third shot, he's got a forehand ready. And just caught something, turned into a roller. It should be on the right edge. I don't know how deep it went. Okay, so Clint's, yeah, it depends on how much it kept running. Here's Clint's second. If you can't tell, he's in the woods to the right of your screen. So again, that hyper-aggressive play you were talking about earlier, this is sometimes what happens, but this is a par 4. If he can get out to the fairway, his opponent's going to be throwing his fourth. He still has a shot to even take or have the hole, so.
He's trying to go high again.
He is trying, it's almost like a grenade.
It did not hyzer to the left.
Yeah, I don't know if he even got out anywhere near.
I think he's in worse trouble now than before.
Huh?
So, yeah, that was a tough break.
Yeah. So was it going? I couldn't even see from these trees.
It
To the right.
Literally
To the right?
straight up and Burke right.
Oh man, so further in he goes
Yeah,
now.
he's further in the woods. So Doug Barrett is looking
Not sure we can.
pretty good for him right now. 3 in the fairway. Maybe. We'll have to see how far right he went down here.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about going into the woods is it can. Clint Wright's one of the players that's come out here that has pulled it off more times than not, but it can get tough out there in the woods.
Definitely. Especially right now in the middle of May, later season, the match play is being played in. It just makes this shot even harder.
But he has that arm strength to get through the gaps and power through a little bit of foliage if needed. So,
I don't even know if y'all can see where he's at. Let's see if we can't get a better angle. I cannot.
yeah, he's pretty deep in the woods there.
By the time we try to get in there, we're not gonna. Yeah, by the time we get in there, we're not getting out.
Yeah, last time I heard that many branches snapping, we were in the middle of that big storm.
Yeah.
This is pretty deep
Oh,
in
it's-
the woods.
Clint's third. If he gets this all the way through, I'll be surprised. Yeah, I don't even know if he even has a window there.
Yeah, it's really just hit or miss.
Yeah.
Once you get in those woods, there are some really wide open gaps up high in the ceiling sometimes. But there, he gave it all he had. It didn't quite get to the fairway, though, it looks like, Michael.
All of a sudden, this hole is wide open now. There's no telling what's going to happen.
And it gets thick again over near where Clint Wright ended up. If my memory serves me well. But unfortunately, I've been in the weeds many times, so
Yeah, you play this course for any amount of time, this hole and the next hole will bring you into the woods at some point in time. It looks like Doug doesn't really have a window either. He's having to play a high forehand, or low forehand.
yeah, it's gonna be tough for him there. And they're both sitting 3 right now, getting ready to take their 4th shots.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a race here to the basket. This hole's really up for grabs too.
Mm-hmm.
This will be exciting.
So the question becomes in match play, in stroke play, you might just pitch out and just go for 6 and be happy that it's not 7, I guess. But with match play, you got to think, okay, is that the play? Is it time to be aggressive?
Yeah, this is one of those opportunities for you. Doug
Looks like he's going to try to go for it.
can take that lemon first few shots and make some lemonade, and he's doing just
Ooh.
that. Wow.
If that doesn't hit that small tree, he might be sitting with a wide open 25-foot putt. He still has a putt, but it's more of an obstructed 25-foot putt now.
Yeah, there's a legitimate chance for to be out of here with 5.
Yeah. 5 wins
I'm
this.
not sure what
Easily.
Clint Wright will be able to do here with his 4th shot.
Mm-mm.
Still do not know exactly where it landed.
No. Well, while they're looking for his disc, let's talk about the 2 competitors and their paths here and what they did to get here. So, Doug played Michael Tucker in the first round, and I believe won 4-2.
Yeah, that was a good match. It was really back and forth. I know That back nine, the tables really turned. Doug had that consistency in the front nine, took a nice lead, and but he was able to close it out there toward the end. It was a good match for him.
I hope you guys brought spare battery.
Look here.
He's gonna be a while.
Hey, look here. I've always got.
Yeah, so Doug Barrett saying he hopes that we brought spare batteries because all this disc hunting, but Michael Tucker came prepared.
He is going for it again. Here we go. Clint's fourth. It looks like he's going to try to turn over with an overstable. Looks like a Ballista Pro. He got further than I thought he would, but he's not out of it.
Yeah, so Doug Barrett with a real chance here to take
Yes.
this hole because he has a clean line, 35 feet to the basket. It's and
Yeah.
You're talking about paths to this round. I mean, Clint Wright, he did kind of an unconventional path, right?
Right.
That's the middle from now on. More of that.
So, how did Clint get here again?
Yeah, he was matched up against Andrew Tester in the first round, but unfortunately Andrew Tester was not able to play due to work obligations
Okay.
and had to forfeit his match.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get Andrew Tester back in this event next year, and appreciate
Definitely.
him signing up. Sorry he wasn't able to play.
Yep. He's definitely a fun competitor to play as a predominantly forehand thrower. I always like to see how the forehand players attack the course. Here it is. This is 4-5. He's out. So Clint is out. He does have a putt for 6 now. But this is for Doug to possibly win the hole. Camera's a little crooked, guys. Sorry. There we go. Doug to win the hole. Ooh, just wide.
What's that for you?
Just wide.
What's that gonna be for you?
Putting 6, right?
I'm line 5.
Yeah.
So you hit that push.
So that sounds about right here.
Yeah, so if they both make this, it is a push.
Yes.
Heard him asking there.
After all that.
It does get tough sometimes when you're digging through the woods and just trying to keep track of where everybody's got.
Right. And this is no gimme. He still has a few obstacles in his way. They're really not in the disc way, but sometimes when you have something just on the side of it, it can be in your mental way.
He's definitely capable of hitting this, though.
Oh, easily. Definitely. 4-6. Potentially have it.
Great.
Sneaks it bottom right. To borrow a phrase from Big Germ, he snuck it in the bucket.
That's exactly what Clint Wright did. And honestly, Doug Barrett's going to have a little bit of
Yeah, he's
a
got a
few
little bit.
distractions down there that you might not be able to see on camera with the trees and the shrubbery, but he sunk that. Great job.
Easy. Hole is halved. We will see you guys in hole 5. And we're back. Hole 5, par 3 is 240 feet. Glance up first. Nice turnover. It's going to land short, but it'll slide. Can't tell from here. I'm going to guess, though, he's on the just inside circle 1. Probably 25 feet.
It's definitely a blind shot off the TV.
Yeah. All right, here's Doug. A little high. He needs a little help. And he's clean. He has a chance to approach the basket from there, but
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where Clint landed. You know, Doug might have to run this just to have a shot at pushing this, because
Right.
Clint Wright's shot looked spot on
it was. It
as
was
far as
a
I could see.
controlled shot.
Maybe it might have kicked a little right at the end. It's just there's no telling.
This is the hole you consistently hear on each broadcast where, you know, it's a pretty straightforward hole, but in a split second, you can turn a 3 into a 4 or 5.
Oh yeah, especially if you end up off on the right side of the fairway in the rough over there. It's really tough.
Yeah. So we have visual on Clint's disc. It looks to be about 20, 25 feet. So,
Not gimme, but
no, it's not a gimme. Not
some
here.
pressure's on Doug here.
It is. Gave it a run, hits the pole. For those that don't know, I haven't really said a whole lot about it in this broadcast, but we do have alternate pins being installed. We've already played a couple. Hole 5s is in there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun once it's in play. Really looking forward to that, Michael. It's gonna be great.
I was looking, it's probably a 200 from the longs and about 160 from the shorts.
Tough entry.
You'll have to turn something over or throw a forehand something fast in there. Clint to win the hole. Right in the middle. Excellent hole played by Clint. He goes 2 up going into hole 6. And we're back, hole 6. Par 3, 355 feet. Clint's first. Yeah, throws a hyzer, but it's released early and it's going left into the woods. It rolled out. He got a kick out.
Yeah, that was a favorable kick right there.
All right. So Doug now knows what he has in front of him. Takes that wider. Looking really good. It's got to go a little further, it looks like.
Good shot, Doug.
He's probably 20 away. That's a really good shot.
Man, he was so close to having that just skip nicely right under the basket. If it hit just a slightly different angle of attack coming to the ground.
Definitely. So, we need to give a shout out back on hole 5. We were reminded that that's a really good lefty hole.
Yes.
Hole 5 will be.
Jeremy Airy, that's for you.
Way to call us out on that one, Jeremy. So, hole 6, many people affectionately call this as the start of Birdie Row, right?
Yes, this is traditionally the start of Birdie Row. However, now some people refer to hole 5 as the start of Birdie Row, but
I think they're crazy.
I think it has to do more with the scenery as your eggs in the woods towards hole 6 and all the way down these next 3 holes, especially when the sun's setting out in the west.
Fun story here. Hole 6 played from the shorts last year's 2019 Woodland Open. Out of all the short tee divisions, the women played this hole the best, actually.
Wow, that's great.
So I think it goes to show, from the short tees, it's about a 300-yard shot, a little bit downhill.
Really
consistent.
fun shot.
Yes. If you turn it over, it's not coming back either on this hole. Something about the road and a magnet, but
And you always have a decent shot from the ace. And Clint Wright
Yes.
actually did ace this hole last year in match play
yes.
in the semifinals, which was incredible.
All right. So we have Clint here for birdie. He's probably about 40 feet downhill. Hits the band again.
And at least it had a shot.
He did. He gave it a chance.
If it hit the top, it had a shot.
Well, we need to remember that, though. We have 2 now band hits from Clint. Here's Doug. Chance to win the hole. He can get back 1. Heiser's, he's got a little bit of work left, actually.
Yeah,
Nothing he can't handle, but within the moment, it's definitely some work.
yeah, it's not going to be a gimme for him. Their wind is non-existent, so that's at least going to be in his favor today. But it is, let's say, a steady, light rain now out here at Woodland Park. So it might be easy to have your hands slip on the disc.
Yeah.
Something just finicky enough to cause you to miss.
To watch for. Clint's already tapped in for his 3. Doug for his 3. High side of the chains, but it falls in. We're staying at right 2 up. We'll meet you in hole 7. here we are, hole 7, par 3. Probably at 150. And Clint has gone. It hit one of the gap trees and bounced left. So he'll have a lot of work to get the par. We have Doug's shot next. He throws a low forehand, is absolutely beautiful. Oh, doesn't get the best skip and actually stays on the other side of the front tree.
I think I'll have a good look at a straddle putt from there.
Yeah.
So he's tall enough to where he can stretch out and just toss that in. Clint Wright, on the other hand, he had a tough break there off the tee. He's going to have quite a path to negotiate here with his second shot.
That left side, once you finish, hit a tree and you start left right off the tee on this hole, there's just no good lines from there. So we're just gonna hang out here and we're gonna miss the throw of a second, but we'll try to get as much as we can of it. One of the cons of catch cam, but I like this view. So first 6 holes, we're a third of the way through. Clint's up 2. What's something that's maybe surprised you or maybe not surprised you? What's something that stands out about the match so far?
Yeah, I'd say maybe Doug Barrett started off with his consistent play that we saw all through that first match, and he's maybe had a few hiccups here these last 3 holes, and it's maybe uncharacteristic of his game up to this point. Be interesting to see if he can get that under control. That's because he's hanging here with Clint Wright. He has a chance here probably to maybe get a hole back on him, but I'd say that's the thing that stood out to me is just Doug Barrett maybe having a few consistency issues in these last few holes.
Okay. Second shot for Clint. I think they were trying to show him how to do a scuba.
He's just out.
It does come out into the open. He'll have at least an attempt at for sure making 4. He'll have a look at 3. I think he has to run it though, because I think he knows that Doug could just pitch up and take the 3 if he absolutely had to.
Yeah, and I know that Doug can definitely make this putt on a normal day. I mean, that's one thing that you don't really notice until you're playing match play is there's a little higher pressure on you. You might not even personally feel it, but it's still there in the back of your mind. So you'll see some weird shots spit out that maybe typically wouldn't spit out. And the mental side of the game is a huge component, maybe even more so than stroke play, just because you're playing another human.
Yeah, it's one thing to play against a group of people and try to be first, second, or third. It's another thing to know that I just have to be one person.
Yeah, mind games become a part of it in some of these matchups.
More pressure, more nerves. How can you temper those nerves? Agreed. Here's Clint for his 3rd. I think he knows he has to run this in order to look at getting close to half the hole. It's up, and it never really had a chance.
Yeah, so
It rolls.
well, he did what he had to do there. Smart play. Now this is going to be the shot right here.
Well, I think at this point now, Doug knows he
just
can
lay
just
up.
lay up, tap for 3, and win the hole. It'll be interesting to see.
That'll be very easy for him to do from this location.
Definitely.
Looks like
We're good. All right. Well, so you heard that. Clint gives the hole to Barrett. Barrett goes down. He's only 1 down. Right up 1. We'll see you on hole 8. Alright, there you go. You saw Doug's tee shot in hole 8. It's 240 yards. Road plays OB. Excellent shot. Probably sitting 15 feet to the left of the basket. Clint's tee shot. And he's going for the skip play. It skips up, and he is parked underneath the basket, so he's looking at an automatic
Great
birdie.
drives there by both Barrett and Wright.
Definitely.
I think we saw. It was good to see both of them back on track there.
If you're ever off track, you can count on hole 8 either putting you back on track or absolutely doing a number to your mental game if you miss hole 8.
Yeah, I know, at least in the past, in the very first Mule Kick Open out here, this was statistically the easiest hole across all divisions.
It still is.
The only thing is, there's a certain competitor who always likes to park his gold car on the side of the hole here, just tempting people to hit it if they go out of bounds.
Okay.
Clint Wright might have hit his car if it had been in one of those tournaments.
He
I think
might.
it's that Drake Abernathy guy. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah. He likes to park his car right here, just so people might hit it.
You know, he talks about mental games all the time.
But that's one way he
Okay.
tries to get in everybody's head at a tournament.
Okay.
Have to ask him about it sometime.
You know, Clint is a little further away than I thought. But here's Doug's second. He needs to make this. And he's in. I'm going to imagine Clint is able to tap this in as well. It's just far enough it's not a gimme. Oh, he did get it to him.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Never mind. So, hole 8 is a push. We'll see you on hole 9. Alright, we're back. You just saw Doug's shot. Went a little right on him. Heiser. But he's sitting in the middle. So, hole 9, 247 feet long. Plays uphill, probably about 280. Clint's tee shot. Does. He's sitting just on the edge.
Yeah, it had the power to make it all the way to the
It
basket
did.
there. Just barely nicked that small tree there on the right side of the fairway. But great shot there by Clint Wright.
Hole 9, your tee shot, you have really 2 gaps. I'm not really seen anyone go left gap. Usually you can go up the middle with a straight shot all the way up the hill, or you can go outside and you throw a flex forehand or a hyzer in the backhand, as both the gentlemen on the card decided to do.
Definitely going to be interesting in seeing how this alternate pin position plays up here at 9. It looks like it moves back a good 50 to 70 feet, but it's really going to play long. And you have 3 more trees that are going to be guarding that pin position. That's going to be exciting.
Definitely. I think it makes a 2 way more unlikely. It may bring the left gap into play more. You can use a road skip. Here we go. Doug second. And he lays it up right under the basket.
Really smart play there
Yep.
by Doug Barrett. That's the type of consistent smart play that
Yep.
we've come to expect out of him.
But Clint does have a
be
chance
back on track now.
Definitely. Clint has a chance to win the hole here with a putt. He's probably looking at 25 feet up a hill. Now, he does have to be wary of this hole because it is sitting on a hill. This for birdie and to take a hole. Excellent putt. Excellent putt. Right in the middle. Gave it no chance coming out. Clint takes the hole. He'll go 2 up. We'll meet you on hole 10. And now we are here at hole 10, par 4, 502 feet to the normal pin position. It probably plays about the same, maybe a couple feet shorter to the new position to the right.
And grass is a little higher over here on 10. Michael.
Yes. So all of a sudden, us thinking the roller was available on 14, we don't know that anymore. We'll see.
It sounds like Clint Wright's definitely thinking about the roller here on 10, though.
So
Even with the grass being
yeah, I
higher.
still, you think about roller, as long as you get it past the initial gap, you can get into a decent position with the roller. He just takes a low backhand line, and he's probably sitting pretty good. He's going to be on the right side, but he should have possibly a clean shot to the basket.
Yeah, that was a good, powerful shot by Clint Wright.
All right, Doug, with this tee shot. If that stays below it, and it did, and it just hit some leaves to knock it down. If that's a fraction lower, it's still gliding.
Yeah, definitely didn't make it out into that wide open gap on the right side of the fairway he was hoping to get to, that's for sure.
Yep. I would say out of all the holes here in the Woodland, I would say this is one of the more memorable holes.
Yeah, I would agree, and it is a completely different hole in the way it plays between the two pin positions, night and day.
Yep.
But this challenge off the tee remains the same. You have to get through this initial line of trees, or really you don't stand much of a chance.
Agreed. It really calls for just a straight shot, whether it's straight forehand or backhand. Like I said, there are some roller gaps. You can go backhand or forehand roller, actually. And the grass is not actually so long here that he couldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's a tough break for
Okay.
Doug Barrett. He did get through that first line at least, so he has that going in his favor.
Right here, so this is Doug's second. We don't have visual of Clint's disc yet. Alright. Throws a forehand, misses. Absolutely masterfully done.
Great shot, man.
Yeah,
It's a really good shot, and he's penalized by having 4 trees in his way to the basket.
yeah, that basket is well guarded in its alternate position. So
Yep.
I think, honestly, his tee shot was looking like it would have ended up maybe just 40 feet short of where he ended on his second shot in that gap if it had not hit that tree early in its flight, Michael.
Agreed.
So it's,
And that same kind of shot, little extra feet, he would be sitting, he would have a clean shot at 3. But as it stands, he has a shot at 3, but it's going to be a very, very tricky shot. So Clint knows what's out in front of him here. He knows Doug's behind the 4 trees. He has a second shot here. He has really either option he wants, backhand or forehand. How aggressively do you run this shot with the road in the background, though?
honestly, I'd probably be aggressive because even if it goes out of bounds, you can still get in with a nice 4. So you push the hole.
He is up 2, so he can probably afford it as well, even if he was to go lose 1. All right, Clint second. Turn over. And if it just turns over a tad more or has a little more power, it's absolutely in a great position. He's not in a bad position.
And I think his height is going to come into play here, where he'll be able to stretch out, get a good look at it using the straddle stance.
It's going to be close if he can get there on the straddle. It's going to be, because he can't straddle into the basket. He's going to have to straddle away from it. It's going to be interesting.
Just like most sports, your body size, your body type does lend you certain advantages and disadvantages. And I think this is going to be one of those instances where it's a huge advantage for someone like Clint Wright.
I would love to see a forehand putt here. I tried to knock one in on the stream last week against Doug. I just kept skimming the basket. I would love to see one go in on camera.
Well, Doug Barrett's going to have his work cut out for him here with this third shot.
Yeah.
He has that definitely a gap there on that right side, but very long in the branch, clogging up that whole
All right.
right side.
So you see what Doug's having to go against. Let's get over here so we can see everything. Doug, he's thinking about which way would make more sense. And that disc is actually rolled back behind the tree to the right. I was just going to say, the question becomes, do you just lay up and let Clint see what he could do? But now Clint knows what's ahead of him.
I think right now, laying up is probably a smart play here, unless he has a clear line to the basket, because Doug Barrett's going to be hard pressed to get that one in and for it. He can do it, but it's going to be difficult.
So let's see what Clint decides to do here. Looks like he's looking right at the basket.
Yeah, looks like he might be looking at threading the needle here.
I think he is.
He's seen how thick the vines are on the tree, and this could be fun.
You know, I think we're all right saying this. It just depends on how big a country boy you want to be. Do you want to run it? Do you want to lay it up? I think that's what he's thinking to himself.
bigger going.
I see it.
Wow.
And he made it.
Never a doubt there.
Just
In
how
his
big a
life.
boy is he? Well, he made a birdie through the trees. He's sitting at a 3. He'll be 3 up. He wants us to come walk. He wants us to come walk up to the gap. We'll go. We will appease the competitor here.
What are the best ever made?
So there's the gap, and we'll see you on hole 11. And we're back. Hole 11, par 3. Clint's tee shot. Throws turnover. It's got enough power to get through and it's clean.
Yeah, that was dead straight.
He might be looking at a 2.
I think that was honestly the best drive I ever witnessed on this hole.
That was really, really good. Doug's second. He gets it up there as well. If it holds, it'll be a good shot as well. God's just short of the tree line. But very well done. Par 3. This probably is playing at like 320, 325 feet though.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a different look. And the elevation has to come into play a little more in the sophomore position than the standard one.
Definitely. I think out of all the alternate pin positions that we have on the course now, this is easily the hole that is the hardest because of its alternate pin position. It almost makes it just a true par 3 of you're not usually going to get a birdie attempt here. If you do, you're probably winning the hole.
Yeah, it's just a different look. And for those that maybe don't throw quite as far, it's probably still just a 3 like the other position is, just different angle into the basket.
The fun thing about this alternate pin position basket as well is there's just so many different lines you could possibly take. There's a forehand skip line wide. You can throw a long flexing backhand with an overstable disc. Get up here to where the basket would normally be and let it fall down. Or you can take the Clint route and just throw a semi-flex and right down it and get yourself a shot.
It was. That was a laser street to the basket. And quite a ways out. So it looked like Doug Barrett there was going to see just how aggressive he's going to need to be based on where Clint Wright had landed.
Yep. Again, something about match play. You have to always be thinking about that. You know, typically in this position, stroke play, you're just thinking, get my 3 and be happy.
Yeah, you worry about yourself versus the course, but not here. Interested to see what his disc selection is. He's going with a putt approach disc.
Okay. He did. Really good run as well. It just did not have the energy to make it all the way to the basket.
It was close. It was really close.
Yeah, for Doug to make that decision, you know, Clint looking at a really good putt here, and he's right at the edge of the second line of trees. So here we go. So Clint, wide open putt. This would be a great 2 to get. Just right, but he definitely looked like he was giving it just a semi-run.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a gimme.
No.
And
I think the thought of a rollaway entered in on that putt.
yeah, that's that elevation coming into play. It's a really steep drop off to the left down into that sinkhole area.
I think we're looking at a push. All right, and this hole is a push. Right is still 3 up. We'll see you on hole 12. All right, here we are, hole 12. Let's see. Does it wide?
Oh, he's parked.
Yes.
He's
He's right under the basket. Great shot there by Clint. So Doug knows what he has to do in order to answer. Forehand flex. It's trying to come back, and it does.
I think it flexed on a little more than he would have liked.
Yeah. He probably has a 30, 35-foot putt. Basket.
We've seen maybe a handful of putts going from out there, though.
Agreed.
In these competitions, so I'm
Agreed.
never counting anyone out from now on when they're within, I'll give you, within 50, 60 feet of the basket. I'm not counting them out on hole 12.
Right.
Especially
Right.
match play, because we just see some extremely aggressive play and some amazing makes into the basket.
I believe the most makes I've seen on a card is still to this time is, I believe, Ben Kelly was just draining putts from all over.
Which it's interesting you mentioned that, because the winner of this match, I believe, is going to be facing off against Ben Kelly or Darius Turntine.
Yeah.
And that match is slated for Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Okay. Who are the other 2 matchups that we have?
And so we also have Jimmy Taylor facing off against Dustin Nelson tomorrow at 5:20. We'll be bringing that match to you live.
Okay. I think. All right, so I would say Doug's looking at what, 30 feet?
Sounds about
Yeah, he's pinched off here a little bit. Ooh, what a putt. Just short, but gave it an absolute chance.
Yeah, that was a great run there.
So with what it looks like Clint's going to tap in. He'll go 4 up. And that's it. So he'll go 4 up, and we'll see you guys on hole 13. All right, here we are, hole 13. Oh, yeah, hole 13, par 3. We're going to do a little bit of a different angle because of the shot coming up. Here we go. Clint's tee shot.
He's hanging it out over the road.
And it just hits the tree.
Stayed in bounds, though.
It did.
That was good for him.
It did.
That could have been a disaster.
It could have. Wrong kick, and he's sitting over here where we're standing, which is out of bounds for that hole. Now Doug shot. Doug goes inside route, and he's perfectly in the middle. So let's go get a little closer and see what we got.
Yeah, Barrett, once again, staying consistent. A little bit of target golf there.
Yep. I think he's settled down after that 3-hole stretch you were mentioning earlier. And we're starting to see more pressure be applied just by consistent golf shot after consistent golf shot.
Yeah, I mean, he still finds himself 4 down, and that's just a testament to the quality of Clint Wright's game.
Definitely.
I mean, he's definitely one of the top guys here in this Middle Tennessee area when it comes to just competing in these events.
Fine, but right now those branches hanging.
Like, you hit the middle of the road, though.
So,
It doesn't work.
I guess it's worth mentioning. We have 6 holes
You got to
remaining.
be to the right of that pole.
Clint's up
when you
4.
If you hit the middle of the road, it doesn't work.
Well,
There's not enough skip.
Right.
Not enough energy.
Or if you hit it too early, it's got to be to the right of that pole.
Talking about the skip shot.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if Clint Wright wins this hole, then the match is over.
If he wins, he's dormy. 5 up with 5 left.
So, yeah, it'd be tough.
So, if he got this close, it would apply a lot of pressure.
I think honestly he's going to be hard pressed to. He can get a 3, but he's gonna be hard pressed to get a 3.
It's gonna be hard.
A 3 would be wonderful from this spot.
He does have shorter grass, so it may get a little skip, so that may help. Alright, so Clint, he's looking to go and skip, I think. Here we go, second shot. And as you heard, Michael Hammock on the side say, that's not good. Roto. So now Barrett knows what he can do. Really, he doesn't have to be aggressive at all. He can just lay this up. So Barrett's second.
Yeah,
And he immediately throws just to get up there, and it looks like he's sitting for a 3.
we might
Pretty
see,
close.
We might see
Clint concede this hole.
concede this. And he's only shooting 4 from. That's a tough break for him, but
It is.
it's like we were saying. I mean, to escape from that part of the fairway with a 3 is really about as much as you can hope for.
All right, so sounds like Clint gave Barrett the hole. So Barrett gets a hole back, which is important going to the final stretch of holes. He's only 3 down now, but he only has 5 holes left to play. And we are back, hole 14, and we are reporting the grass is mowed, rollers are in play.
Let's go.
It's a tight one. He just hits those branches sticking out, and it just kills it. Any momentum it had, it just killed it.
Yeah, you hate to see that, especially with those early branches. Hopefully Clint Wright has better luck here.
Yep. Looks like he's throwing roller. And it has hit the ground. Has it got enough angle to... Oh, it does.
Yeah,
This thing's gone.
he is absolutely
Yep, he's at the end of the tree line.
textbook. That is how you play hole 14 from the logs.
You hear him, he's excited about it.
Yeah. He actually says perfect.
Yeah. So, this is a par 4, 606 feet. Probably, along with hole 10, one of the memorable holes on the course. From shorts and longs, I would say.
Yeah, this is a fun one, and it really does change quite a bit with the seasons. You know, these leaves, when they come out on the branches, create a much lower canopy off that long tee from its elevated position.
I think this is...
Ceiling at times. Hence the rollers.
Yes. I think this is probably one of the more picturesque tee shots on the course as well. Alright, so we're now up to Doug's shot. This will be the second he's playing. Looks like he's lining up beforehand. And he's just playing position. No need in trying to compete. Great position.
Very good shot
Yep.
by Doug Barrett.
there's still a whole lot that could happen, even though Clint's tee shot is probably where we think you would want to be. We got to get closer to make sure. There's still a whole lot that can be done. There's OB behind the basket with the road. You have all 4 guardian trees guarding the basket with the chance of rollaways.
Yeah, and that's always come into play. Or if both of these guys have pretty good. I think they have a good angle where forehand or backhand they're going to be able to tie this land. But we've seen guys throw backhands on these approaches, and it follows that slope all the way back down into the 15 fairway.
Yep.
And of the two of these guys, I think that'd be more of a threat for Clint Wright. But forehand takes that out of play. Let's see what he does.
Now, I don't think we've seen Clint throw a forehand today, have we?
He doesn't seem to do it too often. It's not here at Woodland Park.
We'll see what he decides to do from here. He's probably sitting at a 175-yard shot, I would guess, left.
Some big gaps, though, for him to work with.
Yes.
In his approach.
He could go backhand, and we'll see. And it looks like he might. He could go backhand and try to let it funnel back down towards the basket, or go straight at it, which is what he's just lined up with that move.
Yeah, that putter's going to help him not go flying too much.
So now, Clint second. Oh. So he got 2 backboards on that one. He hit the 3rd tree from the right, as you can see on the broadcast, and then he hit the 4th tree from the right, and now he's sitting probably 30 feet up a hill.
That was a little plinko with Bob Barker, and it worked out for him well.
He did.
The price was right.
So, Doug knows what he's got to do. He needs to really get really close, get inside of him so he knows to put the pressure back on. He ran it. But he's still within striking distance of making an easy putt.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Excellent run.
And Clint Wright. Ball's in his court here. This should be... I would not expect anything less than him to make this and take this hole.
You know, Clint's putting has really come to life here. And we've seen him make probably 3 or 4 putts dead center with no chance of it coming out. So
I'd say that aspect of his game has improved even since last year. His putting, he had a great tournament, but his putting really let him down a little bit in that final championship match. And you know he's coming back this year focused, and he's out here to win. He's definitely been a championship contender every year he's been in this event. He looks to be the same again this year.
Yes.
2020.
So they're discussing some hole changes, layouts coming up. So when we took a look at the rest of the bracket, like I said, we have Jimmy Taylor versus
Jimmy Taylor and Dustin Nelson tomorrow, 5:15, and looking to broadcast that match live. We'll have a link up in the Newtown Disc Golf Facebook page, and we have Bradford Watson against Grant Kelly on Thursday at 5:15. And you see there's a theme on these weekdays at 5:15. So,
there is a theme there. It's just a good time.
yeah, work is finished for most people. So.
Alright, so Clint probably 20 feet in the hole. And to send this to Dormy. Here we go. Clint to win the hole. And gets it in. So that'll be Clint Wright, 4 up with 4 holes to go. We'll see you guys in hole 15. You just saw Clint's tee shot. He was ace hunting.
That's going to be just a short little toss back 10 feet down the hill for a 2. That was great, Michael.
Definitely so. Doug's tee shot, he turns it over. It just doesn't keep turning over, and it's going to bail out left on him. Again.
It's looking like
You have to miss.
the light is starting to fade.
Yes.
Doug Barrett's hopes in this match. It was looking great from the start, but it just didn't keep turning over for him.
Yep. All right. Graphics aren't on the screen, but you guys know we're at Dormy.
It's do or die for Doug Barrett. He's had a good match.
He has.
I will say,
He knows he has to make this to even half the hole, and that may not even be enough.
Clint Wright's definitely one of the higher rated players in this entire event, so Doug Barrett to hang with him through at least 15 holes is good.
I think ultimately, you know what, the recap on hole 6, when we talked about the most surprising, I think the stretch of holes 3 through 6 are going to be the ones that Doug wants back. That's really all we saw him lapse at all.
4. I think it's 4 out of that stretch is really the key hole for him. I think he could have lost there.
Yeah, and ultimately those 4 holes may be what caused it. Ooh.
Good run.
And Doug gave it a fair run. And match is done. Clint Wright wins 5-3. We'll come back with possible player interviews. 1.
John Dale here, back with Clint Wright. And first off, Clint, congratulations on winning that quarterfinal matchup here today.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yes, so going into you're a 3-time competitor in this event now.
Right.
Was there anything that you had learned from those past matches that helped you today against Doug Barrett?
Yeah, and it didn't show at all. Was the thing. What I took from the last few years was don't take anything for granted. Don't do anything dumb. Don't get a lead and try something stupid. And that's what I did today. And it cost me on a couple of holes, and I've got to kind of shore that up a little bit.
Yeah, one thing we noticed on the broadcast is you really seem to be down on your putts in today. Can you comment on that? Were there any big putts or any moments in this match that you thought were just key to you sealing out this victory?
Hey, not really. I mean, it's all putts you'd like to think you're going to make. You put the practice in and hit the release and hope that the putt does what you want it to do. And today it did. And there's tomorrow I may not ever hit. I may not hit a putt tomorrow, but today they were going in, and it was a lot of fun. That's the thing about this match play bracket is you don't know who you're going to draw. Unfortunately, me and Andrew didn't get to play last week. He's working like a dog, but to get to play with Bethel week 2 is pretty special. I never got to really play with him before, and great guy, one of the best you'll ever meet, and had a lot of fun playing with him.
Well, great. Well, congratulations on your win today, Clint, and look forward to seeing you in the semifinal matches.
Yeah, appreciate it very much.
And we're back here with Doug Barrett. And Doug, tough loss there for you today, but overall, great tournament here in 2020. You got your first match play win. And what were your thoughts going into this match today?
My thoughts were I'm going to be playing one of the best players in Tennessee and Alabama and in the Mid-South, and that's Clint Wright. And boy, he put on a show. Now, hole number 4 had me a little bit worried. I didn't think he was going to make it out of there, but he did. But what worried me was only tied on that hole. Not good. But he's a wonderful personality, and I enjoyed the round immensely. I stuck to my game plan. My game plan was to come out here early and not practice, not throw up any putts, and park over here by hole number 12. We'll execute.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think the viewers at home really noticed today. You had some real consistency to your game this year. Maybe that had even improved since the last 2 years you've been in match play. Was there anything that you worked on in the off season to get your consistency to a higher level?
I prayed a lot, and it worked a little bit. It does work. No, I did not play. I look forward to playing a lot of tournaments this year, but obviously they have been cut out. But so when you do get a chance to play, come out here and throw up your best, which is what I did, and I'm happy with what I did.
Well, Doug, we're glad you came out here to play in this 2020 edition of Match Play, and look forward to having you back hopefully again next year.
Oh, you bet. Yep.
All right. Well, that will do it for us out here at Woodland Park. Have a good evening, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow, 5:15 for the next matchup. So tune in on Muletown Disc Golf.